Understanding your value changes how you act. The world often isn't friendly to women who don't play by the rules. If you identify as a Sigma female, chances are people have labeled you as overpowering, stubborn, or even too much. People don't get you because you don't look for approval, you don't conform, and you don't say sorry for living life your way. But remember this, they don't need to get you. You are not the issue. You set the standard. You show what it means to live true to yourself without backing down. While others twist themselves to blend in, you stand strong. While they chase approval, you act with intention. And while they avoid being alone, you welcome it, knowing your strength has never come from being liked. It has always come from being genuine. This journey isn't always simple. The world will challenge you, push you, and try to shake your confidence. But your refusal to be controlled, swayed, or quieted is precisely why you shine. They might not admit it, but deep down they recognize it. They notice your strength, your autonomy, and whether they confess it or not, they admire it. So never doubt yourself. Never diminish yourself to make others feel comfortable. You were never meant to just fit in. You were destined to lead the way. Keep following your path and let the world follow. Here we go with some unique insights. Number 1. You don't waste your time trying to impress people who don't matter. Loyalty is precious, and you don't give it away easily. This throws people off. They're used to individuals who desperately want to be liked, who go out of their way to gain approval, and who crave validation like it's essential for survival. But not you. You have a different approach. You don't sell your loyalty, and this makes you a puzzle they can't solve. People might call you proud because they don't get it. They might think you're unapproachable, aloof, or too choosy. But the truth is, most people just aren't comfortable with someone who understands their value. You don't connect with every person who smiles at you or every hollow compliment. You avoid pointless friendships, shallow talks, or one-sided connections. And for that, those who like superficial bonds will see you as troublesome. However, being selective about who you trust isn't a bad thing. It's smart. It means you know not everyone should be close to you. It shows you realize your energy is important, and wasting it on the wrong folks is a cost you don't need to pay. Some will dislike you for it, not because you're in the wrong, but because your way of living highlights what they lack: limits, self-respect, and the courage to leave what doesn't benefit them. You don't burden yourself with people who use you, trick you, or expect your time without giving anything genuine in return. And that makes you a challenge for those who expect blind loyalty without deserving it. But that's their issue, not yours. You're here to stand strong in your beliefs, regardless of who it upsets. So, let them misjudge you. Let them gossip. In the end, the ones who truly matter will see your standards not as pride, but as strength. And the others? They were never meant to be part of your circle anyway. Number 2, you never apologize for simply being yourself. From the day you were born, society had rules waiting for you. Be nice, be gentle, don't be too noticeable, don't talk too loudly, always smile even if you don't want to. But you've dismissed those rules from the start. You live on your terms, and that baffles people. They expect you to shrink down to make others comfortable, to always agree even when it feels wrong, to conform even if you disagree. But you don't follow that path. You won't be controlled by anyone. If something feels off, you speak up. If a situation doesn't benefit you, you exit. And if people try to shape you into something you're not, you break free without a second thought. This independence is rare, and it scares those used to controlling others. They'll try to label you as difficult, cold, or rebellious because they can't influence you. But here's the truth. You're not difficult. You just won't settle for less. You're not cold. You only share your warmth with those who deserve it. You're not just being rebellious. You refuse to live by rules that don't apply to you. And still, people will expect you to apologize for it, to soften yourself to fit their comfort, to explain why you choose to live freely. But why should you? Apologies are for mistakes, and being true to yourself is not a mistake. You're simply being genuine in a world that often rewards pretense. You owe no one an explanation for your resilience. You don't need to say sorry for being different. And if that discomforts some, that's their issue to handle, not yours. Number 3, you embrace your intelligence without hesitation. Intelligence has its own power, and you claim it fully. While others may downplay their abilities to fit in, you stand strong in your knowledge. You don't dumb down your thoughts to ease conversations, nor do you pretend to be less capable to spare others' feelings. This makes some uneasy. People who don't think for themselves don't know how to deal with someone who does. They expect you to agree, to let them lead even when they're clueless. They confuse your confidence with arrogance, your straightforwardness with rudeness, and your knowledge with superiority. But their discomfort isn't your concern. You were never meant to shrink yourself, and you don't exist to make others feel secure in their limitations. You've seen how people react when you challenge their views. Some become defensive, others dismiss you, and a few resort to insults because they can't counter your logic. It's not that they don't understand you, they choose not to. A woman who knows her worth, who speaks clearly, who won't be silenced, is a direct challenge to those who rely on ignorance for control. You've also noticed how often intelligence is mistaken for a bad attitude. If you speak confidently, you're seen as difficult. If you correct falsehoods, you're seen as patronizing. But if you acted ignorant, if you pretended not to know, suddenly you'd be more likable. That's the game society plays, rewarding silence and punishing those who speak up. But you don't play that game. You don't shrink yourself to fit into someone else's expectations. Your intelligence isn't arrogance. Your clarity isn't aggression. Your confidence isn't a flaw. It's a sign of strength. And anyone intimidated by that was never meant to stand by your side. Number 4, you hold your ground in any setting. You don't enter a room aiming to impress anyone, yet people naturally notice you. It's not about being showy or dramatic. You simply have a unique way of carrying yourself. While others seek attention, raising their voices, putting on a spectacle, or trying to win favor, you stay calm, observant, and composed. This quiet confidence speaks volumes more than any act ever could. People can tell when someone doesn't need approval. They see when someone isn't desperate to fit in or be liked, and that makes them uneasy. Because most people are conditioned to seek external validation. But you're at ease in your own space, completely comfortable with who you are. And that draws people to you. Your presence changes the atmosphere in a room, not because you demand it, but because you don't. Some might misread your self-assurance as coldness. They might want you to be more accommodating, to make yourself more approachable, to blend in. But you don't water down your presence to make insecure people comfortable. You don't lower your standards or alter your behavior just to soothe others' insecurities. If your confidence unsettles them, that's their problem, not yours. What sets you apart is that you attract attention without seeking it. You don't rely on flashy words, exaggerated actions, or forced charm. You simply exist in a manner that cannot be overlooked. Whether in a boardroom, a social event, or even in silence, people feel your presence. They might not fully understand it, but they recognize it, and whether they admit it or not, they respect it. That's what makes you a formidable presence, not because you try to be, but because you don't have to try at all. Number 5. She won't play the nice girl game. Often, when a woman doesn't make herself smaller to make others comfortable, people quickly call her difficult. Women are usually expected to be nice, avoid arguments, and put everyone else's feelings before their own. A Sigma female doesn't follow these rules. She won't fit into the nice girl box that others try to put her in. She's pleasant, but she won't let others control her. She's polite, yet she stands firm when disrespected. Her straightforwardness makes them uncomfortable because they expect women to be quiet. But she doesn't mind. She values her dignity too much to just try to be liked. Those used to manipulating find her challenging because she doesn't let guilt or peer pressure sway her. They want her to agree to things she finds wrong and always put others first. When she doesn't, they label her as cold or too strong. But really, they're not used to a woman who puts herself first. Her kindness is on purpose. She's courteous until someone gives her a reason not to be. She's not mean without cause, but she also won't let anyone push her around just to appear nice. She understands that being overly nice can lead to being taken advantage of, so she avoids that trap. If standing her ground makes her the bad person in someone's tale, that's fine. She'd rather be seen wrongly than be manipulated. She won't exchange her integrity for acceptance, nor will she mute herself to keep others comfortable. Number 6. You don't let trauma define you. Pain can change people, but it doesn't have to destroy them. You've faced betrayal, disappointment, and loss, but haven't let it shape who you are. You felt pain, but you moved past it. You were knocked down, but you always got back up. Where some might let their past pain define them, you use it as motivation. Many carry their past pain like a burden, letting it influence every thought and decision. But not you. You acknowledge what you've been through without letting it dominate your life. You don't dwell on past hurts or use them as excuses. Instead, you turn your challenges into wisdom, strength, and resilience. People who haven't moved past their pain might find it hard to understand you. They expect you to be bitter or play the victim, showing your scars as proof of your suffering. But your scars show your toughness. They're a testament to what you've overcome, a sign of the victories you've achieved. You use your past pain to become stronger, not weaker. This resilience scares those still haunted by their past. They wonder how you keep going, how you don't break under the pressure of your experiences. You simply refuse to be trapped by your past pain. You faced it, overcame it, and continued forward. That's what sets you apart. You don't run from your past, but you don't live in it either. And so nothing can truly break you, not heartbreak, betrayal, or life's toughest lessons. Number 7. You aren't afraid to be seen as the villain. Many exhaust themselves trying to be liked, constantly adapting to fit others' expectations. But you're okay with being the villain in someone's story. You don't seek approval, and you aren't troubled by misunderstandings. If sticking to your truths makes you the antagonist in someone else's view, so be it. You refuse to follow the unspoken rules that limit people, rules that demand you to be nice, to always explain yourself, to compromise your boundaries for peace. You know better. You've seen how people use guilt to blame you the moment you stop accepting nonsense. But you don't give in to such manipulations. If standing up for your peace labels you as selfish or not letting others use you makes you seem difficult, then embrace it. Some need a villain to rationalize their actions. They might see you as cold because you won't join in their chaos. They may call you unfeeling because you didn't stay when they expected you to. But that's not your problem. Let them talk. Let them craft whatever version of you helps them sleep at night. Their views don't alter the truth. At the end of the day, you prefer to be authentic rather than liked. You'd rather be alone than with people who only appreciate you when you're easy to control. That's what distinguishes you. You live your life genuinely and without apology. And if that makes you the villain, so be it. Number 8. You make waves, not ride them. There's something distinct about how you carry yourself. You don't ask what's in style. You don't look to see what others are doing before you act. You just do what feels right, and this often sets the trend for others. People watch you, even when they pretend they don't. They copy your style and claim your ideas as their own. At first, you might not have noticed. You were too focused on your own path. But eventually, it becomes clear. Those who once ignored you or said you were different are now emulating you. The phrases you spoke are now on their lips. The fashion you wore is now their trend. The mindset you promoted, they now teach as if they thought of it first. It's odd to see others mimic your essence while acting as if you don't matter. They won't credit you. They won't admit you were first. But you don't need their approval. You know who you are. You were never meant to follow because you've always been the original. What makes you unique is that you don't seek attention and you don't alter yourself to fit in. People are drawn to you because they sense something genuine, something they can't imitate no matter how hard they try. They can mimic the surface, but they can't replicate the depth, and that's what they fail to grasp. While they chase trends, you create them. While they look for guidance, you move forward boldly. And ultimately, they follow because they have no other choice. Number 9. She values honesty in people. In today's world, many treat words lightly. They say things without meaning them, making empty promises and saying what's convenient rather than the truth. They agree to avoid problems or tell partial truths to keep up appearances. But she's different. If she says she'll do something, she does it. Her promises are always kept. Her honesty makes others uncomfortable because they're not used to being held accountable for their words. She listens intently, not just to what people say, but also to what they do. When she sees a mismatch between words and actions, she won't stick around. She has little tolerance for those who talk a good talk but don't follow through. That's why she's careful about who she lets into her life. Many fail her test without even realizing, showing their unreliability through contradictions and unfulfilled promises. She doesn't argue or plead for truth. She simply distances herself. She prefers being alone to dealing with hollow words. Those who really understand her value this about her. They know she doesn't play games. She's straightforward, and her words have strength because she truly means what she says. Number 10. She decides who is part of her life. Many people go through life letting any relationship come their way, driven by convenience, loneliness, or fear of solitude. She doesn't operate this way. She's selective, knowing the people she surrounds herself with can uplift or drain her. She doesn't let just anyone into her life. They must earn the right to be there. This selectiveness can unsettle others because it forces them to show their true value. She doesn't keep shallow acquaintances or tolerate inconsistency. If someone doesn't share her values, they're quickly removed. This level of self-respect is rare and often misunderstood. People may see her as arrogant or tough because she doesn't compromise her high standards. But she isn't just being tough, she's guarding her peace. She would rather be alone than with people who don't add value to her life. When she allows someone in, it's because they've proven their worth. She values loyalty, depth, and consistency, and expects the same in return. Number 11. She spots trouble before it starts. Where many might see red flags as mere quirks or misunderstandings, she takes them seriously. She doesn't hope for things to get better. She trusts her instincts. If something doesn't feel right, she believes it. She's quick to pick up on inconsistencies, subtle changes in behavior, and how people treat others. She's not swayed by charm or sweet talk. She watches what people do. When something feels wrong, she doesn't need a dramatic reason to leave. Just a gut feeling is enough. This approach often surprises those accustomed to playing games, as they expect her to be more forgiving or naive. But she's not interested in tolerating, fixing, or second-guessing. If she senses manipulation or dishonesty, she doesn't waste time explaining. She just walks away. Some might say she's too cautious or expects too much, but really, she's just not willing to lower her standards. She prefers to avoid potential problems rather than waiting around to say, "I should have seen this coming." Number 12. She values honest communication above all. In a world full of half-truths and sweet nothings, a Sigma female treasures straightforward, clear communication. She doesn't dance around topics or sugarcoat her words to keep the peace. Instead, she speaks her mind clearly and respects those who do the same. This honesty often shocks people who are used to indirectness and playing games. They might find her blunt or too straightforward, but she knows that genuine relationships are built on trust, not on pretenses. She doesn't have time for conversations that are shallow or full of fluff. Every word she chooses is deliberate, meant to convey her true thoughts and feelings. This might unsettle those who hide behind vague words, but for her, clarity is non-negotiable. She connects with people who value truth and who aren't afraid to speak it. Her circle might be small, but it's filled with deep, meaningful connections that thrive on mutual respect and understanding. Number 13. She prioritizes her goals and dreams. While many may get caught up in the daily grind, putting their dreams on the back burner, a Sigma female keeps her aspirations at the forefront. She knows what she wants and isn't afraid to go after it, even if it means walking a path alone. This determination can make others uncomfortable, especially those who have given up on their own dreams. They might try to discourage her, telling her she's aiming too high or chasing the impossible, but she doesn't let their doubts slow her down. Her focus is like a laser, sharp and unwavering. She plans her steps carefully, never swayed by others' skepticism or negativity. Her drive is her power, propelling her forward even when obstacles arise. People might not understand her relentless pursuit, but she knows that achieving her goals is worth more than fitting into someone else's idea of success. She sets her own standards and meets them, inspiring those who dare to dream big. She lives on her own terms, unapologetically. While some may find her approach intimidating or call her difficult, it's only because they can't influence her decisions. She doesn't seek approval or play along just to fit in. She's a leader by nature, respected without needing to diminish herself. Never let anyone make you feel that you're too much. The right people will appreciate your strength and meet you there, while the wrong ones may feel threatened, and that's fine. Keep pushing forward, setting the bar high, and being the woman who defies expectations. Even if they don't say it, others are watching and know deep down that you represent what they aspire to be. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like. And if you want to explore more on this channel, start by clicking on the videos that are on screen and dive into the fascinating world of the Sigma female. I'll see you in the next one.